I'm sorry. I realized dating a student is impossible.
No way.
A long time no see, Rito.
You are Kazumi?
Hey, I heard there's a festival coming up. If you're free, wanna go together?
This is Kazumi Togen. She's 2 years older than me, Rito Odaka, and we go to the same university. I'd love to. When is it? Kazumi confessed to me after we spent some time together, and we started dating. I prided myself on us being a great couple who loved each other equally. Kazumi's starting work soon. At the end of the school year, I muttered to myself, her employment was looming, and my anxiety was growing.
Are you worried, Rito?
Of course I am. All the seniors look so busy once they start working. I've always managed to get by with hard work, even if I'm clumsy. I'm usually positive, but naturally, there are times I get anxious. I was worried we wouldn't be able to see each other much once she started working, and that in the meantime, we might drift apart.
Oh, it'll be fine. It's not like we're doing long distance or anything.
You're right. We'll be in different environments for the next 2 years, but I'll definitely catch up to you. Just like always, I was sure we could overcome this with our feelings and effort. We pushed each other forward, looked ahead, and started walking our separate paths as the new fiscal year began. Even after Kazumi started working, we kept messaging each other. But maybe because she was busy, her replies got slower and slower, and it felt like the distance between us was growing. Wanna go see this movie soon? It's the sequel to the one you like.
Sorry, I'm tired from getting used to the new job.
We couldn't go on dates anymore either. Even when I offered to go to her place, she said she wanted to rest, so there was nothing I could do. This continued until one June, when I started thinking I should force a date commitment out of her. Kazumi? On my way home from university, I saw Kazumi walking in town with a man I didn't know. She looked gloomy for a split second, but immediately put on a troubled smile.
I'm sorry. I realized dating a student is impossible.
No way. Kazumi, what's wrong? Who's he?
Oh, Fumiya. Actually, he's my ex. We have nothing to do with each other now, so don't worry. Bye, Rito.
The despair of seeing that sweet smile, which used to be only for me, directed at a total stranger who looked like a working adult. Before I could stop them or ask for a reason, they got into a taxi and left. Kazumi, what does this mean? That night, I called her relentlessly. She finally answered reluctantly, and here we are.
Since entering the workforce, I realized that students and working adults have way different common sense and values than I imagined. How we use time, our sense of money, the weight of responsibility, everything is different. I'm already tired from work, so trying to match your student pace is just stressful.
I'm sorry, but you should have just told me that. That was clearly cheating.
Cheating? No, we're basically broken up already, aren't we?
Huh?
We haven't gone on a date since April. We barely even talk.
That's because you never replied to me. But I thought you were busy, so I held back.
See? That's what I mean. A working adult would understand that I'm busy with work. You wouldn't understand since you're a student. Anyway, if we haven't really talked in 3 months, that's the same as a natural breakup. We're already broken up, so what I did isn't cheating.
True, suspecting a natural breakup after 3 months of silence is normal. But that's only if we both naturally stopped contacting each other. Okay, I understand. The days I spent with you were fun. Goodbye. I could have yelled at her at the end, but that would make me look like a kid. I hated the idea of her thinking it's because he's a student, even more. If that's the case, I wanted to at least end it coolly. That way, maybe I'd remain in her memory someday. And so, I broke up with the girlfriend I had dated for a year. It was a rainy, slightly chilly night in June. 2 years have passed since that bitter breakup, and I graduated university. I got a job at a welfare equipment manufacturer and started working in HR.
Okada, please organize and input this applicant data.
My salary was nothing compared to my part-time wages, and I could easily afford bento boxes I used to think were expensive. On the other hand, I couldn't shake off the fatigue on my days off, which used to be for playing, and sometimes I spent the whole day at home. I was half skeptical before, but just becoming a working adult really does change your common sense and values so much. While re-experiencing the changes Kazumi must have gone through, another 2 years passed since I joined the company.
Thank you for everything. I will cherish what I learned here.
Same here. Your perspective and honest opinions really helped me out, Nabata. She's Sara Nabata, a third-year student in the Faculty of Social Welfare at a university. On this day, a long-term project aiming to solve living issues for the elderly, conducted jointly by students and employees, was coming to an end after nearly a year. As you can see, Sara is cool and realistic. She prioritizes whether something is feasible in everything she does.
Please wait. That's a good idea, but it's meaningless if we can't implement it. We should consider if we can meet the prerequisites first.
Her opinions stand out as harsh, but she tackles things more seriously than anyone else and speaks her mind firmly, even to working adults. Over the past year, her dignity stole my heart. That's why I decided to approach her on this day, when my connection with Sara would likely end. Sara, if you'd like, how about we grab a meal another day to celebrate? I wanted to talk with you properly again. I waited for her answer, feeling my heart pounding. Then...
Yes, I don't mind. I have a relatively flexible schedule, so I can adjust to yours, Odaka.
Really?
I don't say things I can't do.
Right. Thank you. I'll contact you again so we can set a date. My bold approach yielded a positive response. And so, I succeeded in securing a dinner date with her. And then came the day.
Help me!
Gah.
A ghost! There's a ghost!
Calm down. There are no ghosts I took a tackle right in front of the Italian restaurant I booked. My nervousness was blown away a little.
I'm so sorry. Please pretend you didn't see that.
I didn't see anything, so don't worry. Apparently, she mistook a plastic bag caught on her shoulder in the wind for a ghost and panicked. For a realist, being afraid of things that don't exist is pretty cute. Oh, so your father is from Canada, Sara? I thought you might be mixed.
Yes, my father met my mother when he came to Japan on a working holiday, and they started dating. My father was crazy about her, so he worked hard to continue the relationship and obtained a work visa.
International relations seem tough with legal and distance barriers. Overcoming that means your parents must have really loved each other.
Yes, they were truly very close.
2 hours flew by after that. The dinner I invited her to, fully prepared for rejection, turned out to be an incredibly fulfilling time. Thank you for coming today. I had a lot of fun. Would it be okay if I invited you again?
Yes, I'm relatively free lately.
Got it. Then I'll contact you again. After that, I thought back on the fun time we had, and made my way home while thinking about finding a restaurant she'd like for next time. The movie was interesting. I'm happy you could come since I didn't think you could.
I knew you were busy with work, so I hesitated to invite you, but I'm glad I did.
From then on, while fretting over the differences between a working adult and a student, we started going to dinner or movies once a month. Maybe there really is no problem as long as we meet each other halfway. Thinking about that, 3 months passed since our first dinner. Sara, can you listen to me for a second? During our walk after dinner, I decided to speak up. I love you. While working on the project together, I was attracted to your dignity. I think there are times when dating between a student and a working adult feels difficult, but I don't want to lie to these feelings. I will definitely make you happy, so will you go out with me? Her cheeks flushed pink, but the next moment, she looked away and said,
Thank you. I'm very happy. Actually, I was attracted to you too.
Then...
However, before deciding whether to really date, could you please listen to my circumstances? Actually, my parents are divorced and it's a single mother household.
That was the first I'd heard of it. I quietly listened as she began to speak about her situation.
As I told you before, my parents loved each other deeply. However, when I was 8, my father's father, my grandfather's health, deteriorated. My father, being an only child, consulted with my mother and chose to return home alone to be with my grandfather until the end.
Hey, when is Daddy coming back?
Just a little longer.
Just a little longer, just a little longer. But after waiting for years, that little longer never came. Eventually, my grandfather passed away with my father by his side, but then my grandmother's health also began to decline.
I can't drag you two into my caretaking duties. If we keep going like this, I'll be limiting your futures. Let's get a divorce.
If it weren't an international marriage, there might have been other ways, but my parents who loved each other got divorced.
A divorce between parents who were close enough to cross borders. Love alone cannot make a relationship succeed. The shock she felt back then must have made her a realist.
No matter how much love there is, not all walls can be overcome. I plan to go to grad school with support from my father for tuition, so I'll be a student for a while longer. Because I like you and because our positions are different, I felt I couldn't hide this fact to avoid repeating the same mistake. If hearing this makes you reconsider, you can pretend the earlier conversation never happened. Or maybe we can try again after I start working. So...
Actually, I also know from experience that there are walls love alone can't overcome. But I don't think that's true for everything, and it's also a fact that feelings and effort can make things work. My feelings haven't changed after hearing your story. I want to believe there's happiness ahead. So, will you date me?
Yes, if it's with you, I want to try. Just once.
Even knowing there are walls, and even if there's a chance we might fail, I want to trust in our feelings and face them. If we both wish for that, I'm sure we can grasp happiness. And so, we started dating. Our relationship continued smoothly, and about a year later...
Here, a birthday present. It might be cheap for you, Odaka.
Sara celebrated my birthday. She chose it for me with the money she earned from her part-time job. Thank you. I'm so happy.
I'm glad you like it.
Thus, we cared for each other, grew closer and closer, and finally got engaged. Meanwhile, improving sales is impressive as expected. I have business over there soon, so I can see you after a long time. I'm looking forward to seeing Yukine. The man Kazumi called Fumiya was smiling as he replied to the person on the phone.
Congratulations on your promotion to section chief.
A few months after my birthday, Sara and I were celebrating my promotion. Thanks. I'm glad I worked hard to get here. The promotion is great, but more than anything, I'm happy to be celebrated by you like this.
I'm honored to hear you say that.
Looking at her, I was motivating myself to keep doing my best. When?
A long time no see, Rito.
You are Kazumi? The person who came to our table was none other than Kazumi.
Is she an acquaintance?
She's my ex-girlfriend, but I haven't seen her in 6 years, and we have absolutely nothing to do with each other anymore. What is this? Talking to me all of a sudden?
I just happened to have some business over here and I heard you talking. You became a section chief, right? You've become successful. So, do you want to get back together with me? I'm not dating anyone right now.
If you were listening, couldn't you tell? I'm this girl's boyfriend right now.
Yes, I heard. But she's a grad student, right? You should understand now that you're a working adult, right? Dating a student with different common sense and values is irritating. Even if you keep dating, it won't work out. In that case, don't you think your future would be more secure with me, a fellow working adult?
It's true that after becoming a working adult, I understood the differences she talked about back then. However, my answer is decided. I refuse. It's true that common sense and values might clash, and sometimes that feels frustrating. Even so, we decided to overcome that together and are dating. Before, Sarah saved up her part-time wages to give me a birthday present. Some people might think it's cheap, but I purely felt happy about her feelings. If we feel that way, we should be able to overcome any walls together. Sarah, let's go to a different place. We can't talk peacefully here.
You're right.
We stood up, paid the bill, and left the store. But Kazumi finished paying too, and still came after us.
Are you angry about the past? If so, I apologize. So please, listen to me. Now that we're both working adults, we can date again. It should work even better than back then, so...
Why is she clinging to me so desperately? Just as I was about to brush her off, Sarah finally spoke up.
That is enough. He is engaged to me.
Engaged?
Yes, you can tell by looking at the ring, right? And yet, demanding to get back together right in front of me? I don't know who you are, but that is incredibly rude.
But...
Kazumi. I was anxious back then. Being a student, I couldn't understand anything about you as a working adult. That's why I swallowed what I wanted to say, and tried to adjust you as much as possible to at least understand you. In the end, it didn't work out though. The me back then didn't know how correct my actions were, but I know now. The reason we didn't work out back then was because neither of us tried to meet halfway. That makes sense. We couldn't understand each other because we couldn't even have a discussion, right? It's true that values are totally different between students and working adults. But that doesn't mean you can't build a good relationship with the other person. I was taught that by my student girlfriend. I said that and looked at Sarah. Seeing us staring at each other, it seemed like it was too much for her to bear. Her face twisted in sorrow, and then she left without saying another word.
Was that perhaps the wall love alone can't overcome she mentioned in the past?
Yeah, sorry, that was unpleasant for you.
So this is what it feels like to run into an ex-girlfriend. To make up for it, please let me stay at your place tonight.
Roger that. Let's buy whatever dessert you want at the convenience store, princess.
Very well.
We had that exchange, and the atmosphere returned to being peaceful as we headed home. Neither Sarah, I, nor Kazumi ever noticed that there was someone watching us. Early the next week, Kazumi was facing her work with a gloomy look.
6 years since then, I finally saw Rito again, and he's already engaged. But considering our age, that makes sense.
While ruminating on the scene she couldn't get out of her head, Kazumi stood up to submit some documents. Then...
Fumiya, long time no see.
She bumped into Fumiya Sotani, the man Kazumi was dating 6 years ago. Originally, Kazumi and Fumiya worked in the same office. But he transferred a few years ago and now works at a branch in a different division, so it had been a really long time since they met. Oh, I just happen to have some business over here. By the way, I heard from Yukine. You hit on that ex-boyfriend of yours? He and Yukine have never met, but apparently your voice was so loud she heard everything.
What?
Yes, the person watching our exchange the other day was Fumiya's girlfriend. He already has another partner. Trying to woo him despite that? Have you still not gotten over him?
That's not.
Kazumi denied it, but he hit the bullseye. She had completely failed to forget me. Because I held back what I wanted to say back then, my memory remained pristine inside her.
But back then, our values were truly different. But now he's a working adult too.
Even when you were dating me, you were kinda still hung up on that ex, weren't you? My ex met me halfway more. My ex was kinder. A little while after we started dating, you started saying that a lot. Actually, I found out you dated me while not completely broken up with that ex, which is why I broke up with you. Since we're here, let me say what I said back then one more time. You said a lot of stuff about natural breakup and student versus working adult, but those were all just excuses. Moving on to the next guy without replying to his messages is just cheating. And dismissing him when he was trying to be considerate of you as a working adult is more childish than a student. Kazumi is told the same words she was told when they broke up. Back then, they didn't sting, but now she seems to have some thoughts. Yukine is extremely angry at you for making her boyfriend an affair partner, even for a short time. I also can't forgive myself for playing a part in cheating and making an innocent person sad. So, if you intend to hit on him again, I will stop you with everything I've got. That's about the only way I can make it up to him. Fumiya, whom I only met once? He glared at Kazumi without me knowing, and made her give up on me once and for all. After that, Kazumi was incredibly depressed with lingering affection and regret, and couldn't be active in romance anymore. Time just passed without her being able to date anyone.
If I had just kept dating Rito back then, maybe by now.
The more time passes, the more beautiful the memories of me become. I ended up remaining in her heart much longer than I expected. Now, as for us... Long time no see, Sara.
Daddy!
Sara's father returned to Japan. It seems he was able to care for his parents until the end, and send them off with no regrets. Sara's mother waited for him without swaying to anyone else, and they remarried in their 50s. 15 years until the reunion, you could say they overcame this tremendous wall with love. Come to think of it, why did you say yes to me, Sara? I was so happy with your good answer that I forgot to ask.
I knew there was a possibility it wouldn't work out due to our different positions. I still said yes because I was attracted to you too. During the project, I advised that a certain student's opinion was impossible to realize. Even so, seeing you try not to waste the student's earnest opinion and shape it into something educational, I started thinking you were a wonderful person with a different perspective than the completely cynical me. And I wanted to believe, just once, that with you, we could overcome realistic walls.
Love can't solve everything, but believing in that possibility isn't a bad thing. Your parents remarried too, so we're next. I definitely won't make you regret wanting to believe in us that one time. There are many hardships between us due to our different positions. But for every hardship we overcome, happiness is waiting for us in the future.
Kazumi definitely got what she deserved in the end. enjoyed this video? Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.